Population increase, urbanization, commercial and industrial development present direct pressure on waste management. Ghana is faced with a huge problem of urban waste disposal as government, metropolitan and municipal authorities struggle with waste management agencies to battle this problem.
We have roughly 5 million people living in Accra alone, and if per capita generation of waste, in other words, one person generates roughly 0.6 kilogram of waste, we are counting close to about 3,000 tons of waste generated per day in Accra alone. And this situation needs to be managed.
Landfills have been overwhelmed and more expensive to manage. Rivers of liquid waste irrigate our environment with toxins and odor. The potential health consequences of poor human waste disposal can be devastating. Composting and recycling was the most likely remedy.
Composting is one of the methods by which we dispose solid waste from our various homes and in the municipalities. The other two are incineration or we landfill, like what we do in Ghana currently.
Acarp Compost and Recycling Plant, Acarp, a subsidiary of the Zoom Lion Group and a private-public partnership with the government of Ghana, was set up to provide an effective integrated processing, management and recycling of solid and liquid waste for economic and social good. With its head office at Ajenkutuku in the Gao West municipality of the Greater Accra region, Acarp has since July 2012 provided modern environmentally sustainable solutions which can also produce compost and other products for the Ghanaian and African economies. Today, approximately 600 metric tons per day of municipal solid waste is received at the plant for sorting to produce organic compost.
The plant consists of a receiving bay where the raw waste is dumped before feeding it into the machines. Then from there we move to the primary sorting room where most of the bulky materials, glass, textiles and e-waste are removed. From the primary sorting room, the waste moves to the rotary screen where the organic materials for composting are removed.
We receive the organics from the sorting plant and then it comes to the composting plant. And then what happens is when we receive it here, we form windrows with it. The microorganisms, they need their nutrient in a soluble form, that is in a liquid form. So what we do is we have to water it so that we can get their nutrient in a soluble form for the microorganisms to perform their activities.
The waste that is sent to the plant is taken through a thorough sorting and natural decomposition process involving increasing decomposition rates and improve the final quality of the compost produced.
Before we can say the compost is okay for bagging, we run certain analysis that we call the quality test and then the stability test. We've subjected our product to so many trials with other competitors. Some of the trials that we checked were the skeletal form, and then the water holding capacity, the nutrient level, and then the compost tea. When we are done with that, it goes to tell you that our compost will be #1 on the market.
The hours of hard work, days of effective monitoring and weeks of quality control processes turn the garbage we do not cherish into a precious agricultural treasure. Acarp Organic Compost is a dark humus-like soil enhancement medium, very rich in organic matter, macro and micronutrients suitable for agriculture. Application to soil is simple. Acarp Compost should be mixed with the topsoil when preparing an area for planting. Vegetable growers should broadcast it. For bigger plants like pawpaw, the ring method should be applied. For planting in pots and buckets, mix Acarp Compost with medium. And for a better yield, Acarp Compost should be 20 to 30% of the medium. 2 to 4 tons of Acarp Compost should be applied to an acre of land depending on how degraded the soil is. Acarp Compost, when applied, can last for over a year before reapplication, as it releases its nutrients gradually for the plant's uptake over a period of time. To crop farmers in Ghana, fruits and vegetable farmers, horticulturists and landscapers, Acarp Compost has become the preferred brand because it boosts the soil to retain nutrients, moisture, oxygen, and to fight against infections and for a great yield.
Fertilizer ni de ma dodo ameni afewe no ene last year no afewe no so chen last year no nti e di ame so memma me dan fofo no ati say fertilizer we no wo digu gene na e be bokama.
Acarp organic fertilizer is a very useful fertilizer for ornamental flowers, and when people buy it, they give testimony concerning the way it changed their flowers and plants. It look green and fresh like the way they want it.
Within the first 3 years of operations, Acarp has justified its existence with immense economic importance to Ghana. About 60% of waste that otherwise would have polluted the environment end up at Acarp for processing. Crop farming, including cocoa, still remains the highest contributing subsector of our economy, with about 20% of our economy, almost 3 times the contribution of crude oil. That makes soil quality an important aspect of our economic sustenance as a nation. As a responsible corporate citizen, Acarp contributes to Ghana's economy through various corporate taxes and levies on the operations and transactions. The inorganic waste materials sorted are not outwardly discarded. Plastic, paper, including cardboards, metal scraps, textiles, glass, etc., are recycled into various products for reuse. These form the raw materials of some manufacturing industries, and exporting them overseas is a good source of foreign exchange. The Acarp Compost and Recycling Plant at Ajenkotoku employs and continues to provide sustainable livelihood to over 300 permanent staff and over 200 temporal construction workers on various projects.
Acarp Compost and Recycling Plant takes into consideration the nature of the job, and for that matter we offer a competitive pay package to staff.
Me fine. Me money fine. My I'm a sad man, and I'm a team school, and I book in my money, no one, I'm in a crack. I do feel wanted money, dear, and yet I was so baby.
This family of well-motivated staff and management are given periodic training on modern efficiency and safety measures to ensure a healthy working condition.
And then off. Your fire is out.
Acarp looks into the future with a range of expansion projects.
At Lavender Hill, the liquid waste is discharged directly into the sea, which is an eyesore. It is not hygienic. It has environmental and health implications.
Acarp is currently putting up in Accra a wastewater treatment plant, which when completed by end of year could handle up to 1,000 cubic meters per day of liquid waste from across the city of Accra. This is expected to offer a more sustainable alternative to the current disposal methods where raw liquid waste is directly discharged.
The end product that we get is a clean water, but I must emphasize that the water that we'll be getting from here is not the type of water that we can drink, but it has many usage. For instance, we can use it for fish farming, we can use it for agriculture, for irrigation purposes, you can also use it for watering your lawn in your house.
Construction for another 600 metric tons per day composting and recycling plant in Kumasi is about 70% complete. When completed, it is expected to create jobs for not less than 1,000 Ghanaians.
We have a sorting plant, a composting plant, a screening plant. Then we have a warehouse for the finished products.
There are tricycle assembly plants where more tricycles would be assembled to help improve the waste collection systems across the country. This is also expected to create over 2,000 jobs across the country.
All the organic materials that would have gone to the landfill sitting and then affecting the ozone layer and then all the environmental issues that comes with it. We are taking care of it here, so when I say we are saving the environment, it's quite significant.
Into the future, we are looking at how we can generate energy in terms of heat and electricity from the waste that is brought here.
Acarp presents Ghana with a more reliable solution to waste management problems. A solution that has yielded positive results over the past 3 years definitely needs the support of the government and the people of Ghana.